Hey, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Round Table Talk. And I'm your host, C Money, and we are now back to Coconut Grove. Just a few minutes ago, if you was watching, I did a overall view of Key Biscayne and Coconut Grove, and so now I'm doing a walkthrough of Coconut Grove. As I told you, we're gonna do two-part Coconut Grove. In the first segment, we're gonna walk through Coconut Grove area, and then we're gonna go to the Barnacle, which is the historical state park here in Coconut Grove. Right now, we are actually walking towards the water area, where you're gonna see over here the water, and you could probably see Key Biscayne from here, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna walk through the water area. In this overall segment, we're gonna walk through certain parts of Coconut Grove, and then we're gonna end up at the Barnacle, which is going to be our final stop, and then we're gonna go into part two of visiting and walking Coconut Grove. I keep saying Key Biscayne. I don't know why, but when you get towards the water line or the water area, and the sea and the ocean, the smell is not good. The smell is not good. So we are now on the water area. This is a little bridge where you can go out and view the water. If you can see the area here, I would say Key Biscayne is further this way where the camera is pointing at. This is a little island that sits off there. As you can see, a lot of boaters like to dock their boats out here. This is one of the spots where a lot of boaters dock their boats at to come on and get something like some sunshine, and they come in. I see a few of them got tents over their boats because they don't want too much sun. And some of these boaters, they're small to medium-sized boats. There are not a lot of big boats out here, but as you can see, there's a lot of boats that are docked out here, and then you have boats over here. Let's not keep wasting, because we do have a show to do. Of course. Oh, I see fishes in the water. Yeah, of course. Well, of course, this is where a lot of people like to take pictures, and of course the water comes up to over here, and yeah, you're not gonna see any sea creatures over here. Of course, this is Coconut Grove. This is the ending. Over there, of course, is Dinner Key. If you can see one of the buildings where City Hall is at, because City Hall sits just like on the water, saying so. Yeah, you're not looking much. Okay, is it?
Yeah.
That's it basically for the water. Paddle, board rentals. Oh, you can rent paddle boards here. Oh, this is new because the last time I was here, of course, you couldn't rent paddle boards. I'm going to take a brief second break. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to jump to where we're coming up is the library and the burial site. This is the Round Table Talk. Welcome back to the Round Table Talk. This is Peacock Park. This is where I was doing the video, and if you see the tree way over there where the bench is at, that's basically where I was sitting at. So right now we're gonna cross the street, if I can get across the street, because Coconut Grove, certain times of the day, stays busy. Even though I'm not at the crossing area of I'm not in the crossing area, but I'm going to cross here anyway. Right here is the Coconut Grove Library. And we're going to get more information on the Coconut Grove Library right now. At the bottom part of the library is where the children's room is at. The Coconut Grove Library Association operated the small building until 1957 when the city of Miami offered the building to a new air-conditioned facility. The association's trustee reluctantly accepted. In 1963, the city commissioned local architectural firm T. Triple Russell and Associates to design the modern library. In his design, Russell paid homage to the original library design by incorporating Oolithic limestone into the wall construction and a clipped gable roof for the new building's western wing. The two-story building is defined by a steep, hipped frame roof structure, horizon metal slates on the exterior shade of a wide and unair-conditioned wood rental space with built-in seating. Like the original building, the new library was built from a local materials such as Dade County rockland/pine. Above is a photo of the 1901 library. But continued on the other side, this library stands as a testament of the treasury of Coconut Grove's pioneer citizens. Established by the Pine Needles Club, an organization for young girls formed by local teacher Mary Barb Monroe. The first library opened out of a room above Charles Peacock and Sons grocery store in the 1890s. Monroe held classes in the room until the library was built in 1901. The first books in the library's collection were donated in 1895 by Louise Carnegie, wife of steel magnate Andrew Carnegie, who had visited the area earlier on a yachting trip. The books were originally housed in other locations and primarily used by local Billafees. Ralph Middleton Monroe, owner of the Barnacle and Commodore of the Biscayne Bay Yacht Club, donated the land for construction of the library building. In doing so, Commodore Monroe stipulated that the grave of his late wife, Eva, would be maintained on site. Writer and conservationist Kirk Monroe, husband of Mary Monroe, donated the building. The building was reminiscent of a single-story English Cotswold cottage with a clipped gable roof and was constructed from Miami ullage, a native limestone. Yeah. So this is the library, and as you see, there's history behind it. Coconut Grove Branch Library, Miami-Dade Public Library System, and I'm about to show you the actual Eva Monroe. As you can see, Coconut Grove is a busy area. Eva Monroe, born on February 1856. Eva Amelia Hewitt Monroe was the first wife of Commodore Ralph M. Monroe. In the fall of 1881, the young couple traveled from Staten Island, New York to Miami, Florida, hoping the mild winter weather would cure Eva's tuberculosis. The effort was fertile. While camping in a tent near Old Fort Dallas on the Miami River's north bank, Eva died on April 2nd, 1882, and was buried nearby. Monroe relocated Eva's remains to this site in 1885 after Charles and Isabella Peacock gave him 4 acres of land, encouraging him to move to Coconut Grove permanently. Eva's gravesite is the oldest marked grave in Miami-Dade County. The plot became the corner of the Union Chapel and Graveyard, which occupied the site for several years. When the church renamed Plenum Congregational moved to a larger property, the gravesite was decked back to Monroe and is still owned by the Monroe family. Monroe also donated land for the library and the current Women's Club of Coconut Grove in 1891. Monroe built his home, the Barnacle, now a Florida State Historical Park. This is Eva Monroe's gravesite, which is part of historical. And of course, this is where Eva Monroe, wife of Ralph Middleton, she's the first wife of Ralph Middleton. So now we're going to take a walk, because as you can see, there's historical thing. Eva Monroe, like I said, she was the first wife of Ralph Middleton. And she did not live in the Barnacle house. His second wife did. She came down here because, of course, she had tuberculosis and they was trying to better her health. And they thought that the Miami weather and the South Florida weather would cope and help with her health. But apparently it did not. So apparently that didn't go well. So now we go further south. This is also still near Peacock Park, and now we got residential. This is a hotel Araya, and we have several restaurants and buildings. Like I said, Coconut Grove since has built up a lot of commercial and residential buildings. So when you visit Coconut Grove, and you may look at pictures from the 1800s and the early 1900s, you're going to see that Coconut Grove has changed a lot. It's been a minute since I've been here, but I come here a lot because I like to go inside the library and like to get a look at the library. But I visit here often as I can because I like the area. I like to sit at the park and catch some nice wind, even though it's hot out here. There's another hotel, and this was, like I said, Coconut Grove is basically a lot of places have changed. If you take this road and take it further out going north, if you turn around and take this road further out going north, you'll run into the City Hall area. But we're not going that way because apparently that's out of our way. Our main highway is where we're going to be going to in a minute because that's where the Bonneville sits. This right here, okay, first off, this building over here that you see with the red and white and stuff like that, that's Mayfair on the Grove, which is supposedly a shopping area, but apparently there's more office business and stuff like that than shopping. And of course, this is Coco Walk, and we're gonna take a little brief walk inside Coco Walk because Coco Walk is where the movie theater is housed. On the second floor, where you see where it says Plantaquil, that's where I visited there, but it wasn't that restaurant. That's where Chili's used to be. There was a Chili's there at one point. Let me cross the street, if I can cross the street for a minute. There was also a Fat Tuesdays here that sat on the second floor as well, which had a DJ and a bar. And used to be up here there used to be a second floor right here in the middle. So that's Coco Walk. Used to be a second floor right here in the middle, but they, of course, took the second floor away. And over here used to be a Hooters, but now the Hooters doesn't exist anymore. Here's the Coco Walk. Here's a lot of places. So there's a Chase. And of course, on the third floor is Stenopolis, which is the movie theater. Now there was a music store here back when I was a little kid, when I was a teenager or so. I did come to the music store that used to be here. I don't remember if it was the Specs or what radio music store it was, but I remember. This is parking garages. This is Coco Walk. Offices in Virginia Street. We're gonna go to Virginia Street because that's basically on the other where Mayfair on the Grove is. Now, the last time I visited, it was actually under construction. Coco Walk was under construction. You can see this is a high-end restaurant. Coco Walk was under construction the last time I visited. It wasn't this. So, and I visited, I believe, before the pandemic. This is also, this is Mayfair on the Grove, which is mostly like offices and stuff. Mayfair House, Hotel and Garden. We're gonna walk this way and then we're gonna walk up because we're gonna walk down to further down. But the last time I visited, Coco Walk was actually under construction. Like a lot of the businesses was taken out and it was under construction to where they was rebuilding Coco Walk. The movie theater, I think, was just opening, if I'm not mistaken. Or it wasn't open. Well, not open, but the movie theater has always been there. It's just that whoever bought the movie theater You know, because I believe the movie theater was owned by AMC at first, or it was owned by another company. I'm not for sure. But then eventually they closed down and they tried to rebrand Cocoa Walk. So now it's to the excuse me. Now it's to the point where they rebranded. You're gonna hear a lot of noise in this episode because, as you know, the traffic here is kind of like if you're going on the beach and a lot of cars, a lot of traffic. So you're gonna see a lot of traffic. You're gonna hear a lot of noise and traffic. So we're back to the beginning of Cocoa Walk. Yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot. Okay, if you go further down this street, which is Grand Avenue, which is the main street of Coconut Grove. You're gonna run into the urban area of Coconut Grove, basically. Let me cross the street because I gotta cross the street to cross there. This is the street we came from. This is McFarland. Grand. So now we're gonna walk down. There's a Starbucks. There's a lot of businesses. Oh, there's a Warby Parker's. I've seen there's a Warby Parker's here. A Warby Parker's, I know if you've ever looked on TV, there's like an online eyeglass place, and now they're resulting into actually having stores. And I know they was putting one at Brookwood City Center, and now they got one down here. It's the Trios Bank there. A lot of kitchens. Oh, this is Bodega. One of the nice restaurants I've ever eaten at, but I've never eaten at this one. I might eat here. This is nice. It's a Bodega. It's like a Mexican taco restaurant. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of places here to go. There's a lot of places here. Bodega, actually today is Bodega's grand opening. I looked it up because I actually know about Bodega. And I looked it up, and today was actually their grand opening, and the first 100 people was going to get a hat from Bodega, which I wasn't one of the first 100 people, so I'm sorry to say, but Bodega is a nice restaurant. I am grateful for it. This is Main Highway. Now, Main Highway is one of the places where you can actually go in for food. They got more food built restaurants than shopping restaurants. This is the actual private school here. This is Distinguished School 2019 to 2022. What's the name of the school? I don't remember. Christian Science Reading Room. There's a lot of restaurants here. St. Stephen's Episcopal Day School. Yeah, this is a school. Actually, before we do, the Coconut Grove Playhouse, Lulu, Meraki, you gonna probably see, if you come into Coconut Grove, these are like security information booths, like for people. So you're probably gonna see them throughout the way. Yeah, there's a lot of restaurants down here too as well. Commodore Place, you know, the good name of place. This is the residential area, Commodore Place. Um, you know, most of these things is named after, of course, Ralph Monroe. And we are here at the Barnacle Historical State Park. Uh, well, I'm gonna give you a good thing and a bad thing. The bad thing is the park is closed. I don't know why, but it is closed. The Barnacle is the oldest home in Dade County, still standing on its original site. It was built in 1891 by Ralph Middleton Monroe, one of Coconut Grove's most prominent pioneers. He first visited South Florida in 1877 and moved to this area in 1881. Due to his wife's illness, she died here later that year. In 1886, Commodore Monroe purchased 40 acres of bayfront land, including this 5-acre site. He built the boathouse in 1887 and lived on its upper floor until the main house was completed in 1894. He married Miss Jessie Worth. They had 2 children, Patty and Worth, who were brought up here. This historical site and the original house with its additions were donated to the state of Florida by the Monroe family in 1973. Okay, there's a picture of the Monaco house, the Monroe house. Apparently the park is closed, so we won't be able to visit the park. Oh my God, this is, and you know, that's the vehicle entrance for the rangers, park rangers and stuff like that. So let's go further down. We're gonna take a little bit walk further down. I guess we're gonna do a part 2 into Coconut Grove. Well, I was just gonna do a 2-part Coconut Grove thing. We'll probably do the event. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I did an episode of the Barnacle. But if I didn't, I didn't. This is private property, no trespassing. This is a BTR, probably another residential community. Yes, of course. And this is the Coconut Grove Playhouse, which is an historical playhouse that's here in Coconut Grove. We're gonna go further down, and we're gonna cross the street right quick, and we're gonna do a quick talk about the Coconut Grove Playhouse. The Coconut Grove Playhouse is a playhouse that's been here for centuries. Not centuries, but it's been here for years. So as you can see, that the playhouse is where it's a theater, not a movie theater, but like where you can see a lot of plays and a lot of live shows there. We're gonna go down for a second, then we're gonna turn around and come back. Kind of upset that we didn't get to see we didn't get to see the Barnacle. This is Camp Biscayne, which used to be, I believe, a hotel that was actually owned by Ralph Middleton Monroe, or actually camp. But eventually, they turned it into, of course, they turned it into, you know, condos, apartments, and everything of that nature, of that sort. We're gonna further walk down a little bit, and then we're gonna come back up, and we're probably gonna come back up on the other side, because we've walked down this side, so we're probably gonna come back on the other side. Rickshaw Halfway Realty, you know, there's a picture up there now, outside of coconutgrove.com, where you can go on the website and things like that. So La Breza, there's a lot in Coconut Grove to take in. As you can see, Coconut Grove has a lot to take in. If you're visiting Coconut Grove, you would know that this is an area that right now it is in the afternoon, and so a lot of schools and places are here. So you can only imagine that there's going to be a lot of traffic. So and there's a school here, and of course the school is Waste Ransom School. In 1896, Paul C. Ransom first brought students from an Eastern Preparatory School to this site, which he named Pine Knot Camp, for a winter term of study and outdoor life. In 1903, it became the Adirondack Florida School, with the fall and spring terms in the Adirondack and the winter term in Coconut Grove. Closed in 1942 because of the war. It was redeveloped in 1947. In 1949, the trustee located the school here permanently and named it Ransom for the founder. The Pagoda, the first major building, was accepted in 1902, designed by Green and Wicks Architects of Buffalo, New York. The large two-story building of Doubleday County Pine remains unchanged except for minor interior alteration. It continues as an integral part of the campus and includes a museum in which the story of the school is on exhibit. The historical importance of the Pagoda won for a place on the National Register of Historical Places in 1973. So this is a historical place. Okay. Now, I've walked further down before, because when you get to the end of the main highway, it's like a dead end where you either go left or right, and then there's a bus that does go, that's at the end. It doesn't go down main highway, but it goes, at the end of the street that goes either left or right. So I did, instead of walking back up, I said, let me just take the bus and go where I need to go. So I did like that. Coconut Grove, it says Coconut Grove Playhouse, Business District, the Barnacle, and the Peacock Park. Those are all, well, the Coconut Grove Playhouse, the Barnacle, and Peacock Park are all historical. So that's the historical places. We're gonna go back to Peacock Park. Not Peacock Park. We're gonna go back to the Barnacle, and then we're gonna finish our episode there. Now, part 2 was supposed to be of the Barnacle, but since the Barnacle is closed, and I believe it's due to COVID-19, and I mean there's the bodega truck. Since it's closed due to probably coronavirus or some other reason, we'll just do part 2 as an overall view of the Coconut Grove, continue our overall view of Coconut Grove, and also you get to take an inside look of the library. Now, the library is going to be the last stop, because as you know, you have to be quiet in the library. You can't be loud in the library. You have to be quiet. So we're going to go and, we're going to look inside the library, and want to take a peek inside the library, because that is a historical place and stuff like that. Okay, once I get to the Barnacle, that's when we're going to end the show. In this part of Coconut Grove, there's a Coconut Grove Playhouse. Email us roundtable00@yahoo.com. You can also comment at the bottom of this page if you have visited the Coconut Grove Playhouse, if you've been there, because it has not been open in a while. There is a comedy club, the Improv Comedy Club. There was one that sat on Grand Avenue, which is further south, which is in the urban area. There was a comedy club, but of course it has been closed for a while, and I think they reopened it back up. But yeah, it was down there. And the Coconut Grove Playhouse served as a theater for plays and stuff like that. And of course, you know, there are a lot of historical buildings, of course, the Barnacle and everything. So, hey, we are now back at the Barnacle. So, like I said, you can email us, roundtable00@yahoo.com. You can also comment at the bottom of this page. If you have been to the Barnacle, or if you know any historical facts about the park, you can actually email us and comment. You can actually do it at the bottom of this page as well. And you can actually comment. I'm gonna go sit down here for a second. Um, freelibrary.org, like that's where you can get free library books. You can take some books if you want. I don't want no books. I'm gonna sit down here for a second, but this is the Barnacle Historical State Park. So I'm gonna sit here for a second, and this is the Roundtable Talk. I'm your host, C Money. I'll be back in a minute to do part 2, even though part 2 was supposed to be a part of the park, but the park is closed, so we're just gonna do a continuation of an overall view of Coconut Grove. This is the Roundtable Talk.